Hi, how's it going now? Okay, I've done so many of these, my throat is dying. Prairie Winds. This is a proof copy. If you go onto Amazon and purchase a copy of this, you will not get the bar on here. Prairie Winds is it's a narrative prose work. And it is just one entire piece that goes on for, I forget how many verses it is now, but it's 150 pages. So it's obviously written in rhyme, and it is a, when I wrote it, it's written from this perspective, so it's me, or the author, whoever the author might have been, the person playing the role of the author. I'm not sure if this is in shot, because I've had to redo all these, because when I came to view the footage of yesterday's recording yesterday, it was me doing this, like, you know, on this book over here that you cannot see, but believe me, it's really good. So I'm getting a bit loose here now. I've just done some of my comedy books, that's why. So on a serious subject matter, so it's the author of the book, and so he's behind someone who's sitting in a chair in front of him, and that person is watching a television set, or his laptop, I guess. And so I wrote it from this person here. So this person here in the chair, so he's sitting there and he's thinking how bad his life is and how things aren't going well for him and how life has treated him, and this happened when he was a child, and this happened when he was at school, and this happened in his first job, and this happened in his first love, and this happened in his first marriage, and all these things. And he's drifting in and out of these, and at the same time that he's having these recollections, his mind is then drifting through onto whatever screen he's watching, television or laptop, and that's showing world events. My wheelchair's falling apart. You don't get much for free from the NHS. So he's there going, oh, well, you know, this happened and she was my one true love, and then my best friend intervened and run off with her. And then he looks, and it is a forced march in the early 1900s, you know. Mothers and children dying by the wayside, you know, while the marchers walk past drinking water and chuckle. And then he comes back again and he's thinking of his situation there. And it dives then through various points in time throughout history. You know, so a train in 1940, if you know what I mean, without being too graphic. And that pulls back, and then he's another event on his life. So he's thinking of all the bad things that happened in his life, and then he drifts forward and he sees these things, like Myling Massacre, Wounded Knee. And then he comes back through. And it doesn't take the pain of it away, you know. So the origination of it was someone saying to me, well, there's always someone worse off than you. And my snappy answer was, I don't think there is, actually. And I said, if there is, I am that guy. So it was that kind of thing there, and it goes through the historical context, and so in each of those historical instances, it also focuses on what the victims of what that atrocity is at that time are feeling, you know. Basically saying they would all swap places with this guy and those things. And it goes all the way back through. I think it goes as far up to as the Uyghur Muslims in prison in China, etc. So it's not the funnest book I've ever written, a piece, but it's basically a novel written entirely in prose, and that's the subject matter of it. I've talked far too much about it. It's available on Amazon. You'll get a 20-page preview of it there, so for free, so you can, you know. And if you care to purchase a copy, thank you so much. All the royalties go not to me, but to my two children. And wherever you two, please have a good day.